Welcome. I am Crimey Queen. If you are joining us for the first time, this is the channel where we have fun with words and numbers, numerology to be precise. This is where we are feeding ourselves on spiritual, mental, and physical food too. Okay. Of course, for the mind, we tend to equate this to an apple, as in the story of Eve, because apple equals five. Now, apple equals five because it is that fruit that has the direct correlation with the mouth. It perhaps have five seeds as well, five pips, I'm not quite sure. But, or maybe when cut, has five segments in. So, perhaps, but I know it has a direct correlation with the word mouth. Okay, that is also indicative of the fact that everything has two sides to it, and that would include Mother Eve, of course, the left and the right. So we say we have a hand with five fingers. We also have a hand here with five fingers. We put them together and facing each other, we still have what we could call five right here. So there we are. So perhaps if you were to see my hand this way without knowing or at a certain angle, you would just say that you can only see five fingers, but actually there is another side. Now, hence we have the light and the dark. Now, depending on where you're at or what you're looking at, you could say whether it was light or whether it was dark. But really, they are one and the same. So then we were taught that, and God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. For there to be light, there had to be movement. Of course, we already taught that the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the deep. Now, it's interesting that the word um, face is six, of course, and the word moved equals five. So 5 and 6, so it moved upon the face. So moved face, a face moved. So basically, the face of my hand, you could say, it moved, or the face, it moved, and there was light, or whichever one you want to call the face. So we tend to call what we can see readily the face, so that depending where you are looking from, which angle you're looking for, you might call this the face. And so the face moved. So face moved. That is really adding five, and moved is five, and face is six. That would be 11. So 11 would say there's two. So it is another way of showing the interrelation or the relation between these two, which is 10. It is actually 10, but then we have come to adding these two in their function of movement as two. Now, of course, two is harmony. So two is really representing togetherness, partnership, harmony, as I've said. I'm just looking as well. Or 10 is actually three, but I thought it would be interesting to relax. Okay, but I just felt that that was interesting. Now, upon the face, the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters, meaning waters is that which we call Eve, and Eve is really where we all come from. We all come from Eve. So hence I have been showing Eve in this way. Then it was that Eve, of course, can only produce after her kind. So there was Adam. Again, we go back through the cycle. Adam is really 10. And then we have the interplay again, 10, which comes together, forming one. We could say it like this, because there was no movement with Adam. We didn't check about there being movement with Adam. So Adam would be, so you could say this is one, depending on what you wanted to count now. Adam perhaps consists of 5 fingers or 10, but of course, everything breeds after its kind. So Adam would have 2 hands. He would have 10 fingers. Yes, but of course he was bored, not being able to do much than speak and give names to the animals. So God created for him a helpmate, meaning the other part of Adam that had movement, that had details, because the feminine has that vibration, likes to move. It has breast that can, it's like the number 3, and it is indeed free. So, of course, there we have Adam being one close, and God, of course, we are told, separated or took a rib out of Adam and created his wife. Of course, he knew that, so he named his wife Eve because she was the mother of all living. So we see that happened. And then, of course, we see that Adam being 10 and that movement that he had, whether we could see it as free, that has the number 3, that would be 4, denoting that 4 aspects of ourselves. But then, actually, it would be 5. So 1 plus 5 with this Eve that is close this way, or Eve who would also being with Adam representing light. So that would be 1 plus 10 would be 11. When we do the numerical value for 11 for light, it equals 11. So there we have Eve. I'm not talking about Mother Eve here. I'm not talking about Mother Eve. That's the second Eve that would have been from Adam. There's that relation. There is where there was the taking the fingers apart and representing another replica of Adam, but one that is vibrant, one that moves, one that speaks, one that, well, Adam spoke, but one that had flair, one that knew things, because it was one that came out with more consciousness. And so with Adam became 11. We could also say with Adam became 6, 5 fingers, and Adam being 10, which represents 1, we could say that is 6, and this is how we become 6. So the story goes on. So I just leave you with this. It's just supposed to be fun. Okay, all right. So I hope you have enjoyed this. I hope you have found this fun. If you like this presentation, click the like button and share. Because this is how we do it. We share to actualize in self-full love. Stay blessed, stay bright, be filled, be ignited, because we are planting new seeds and spill over with love.